The first Olympionique by Pindar. Each element to water yields. Amidst the stores of wealth that builds the mind aloft is eminently right. But if my soul with fond desire to sing of games thou dost aspire, as thou by day canst not descry through all the liquid waste of sky one burnished star that like the sun does glow, and cherish everything below, so my sweet soul now toil divine in song does like the Olympian shine. Hence do the mighty poets raise a hymn of every tongue the praise, the son of Saturn to resound, when far from every land they come to visit Hero's regal dome, where peace, where plenty is forever found. Lord of Sicilia's fleecy plains, he governs righteous in his power, and all excelling while he reigns, from every lovely virtue crops the flower. In music, blossom of delight, divinely skilled he cheers the night, as we are wont when friends design to feast and wanton o'er their wine. But from the wall the Dorian harp take down, if Pisa, city of renown, and if the fleet victorious steed, the boast of his unrivalled breed, heart-pleasing raptures did inspire, and warm the breast with sacred fire, when laid on Elpheus' crowded shore, forth springing quick each nerve he strained, the warning of the spur disdained, and swift to victory his master bore. The loved Saracen, the prince of the course, the king who delights in the speed of the horse. Great his glory, great his fame, throughout the land where Lydian Pelops came, to plant his men, a chosen race, and land the ocean does embrace. Pelops, whom Neptune, ruler of the main, was known to love, when into life again from the reviving cauldron warm, Clotho produced him whole, his shoulder blade, and its firm thrawn of shining ivory made. But truth, unvarnished, oft neglected lies, and fable tales invented to surprise, in miracles mighty have power to charm, their fictions happily combined deceive and captivate the mind. Thus poesy, harmonious spell, the source of pleasures ever new, with dignity does wondrous tell, and we, amazed, believe each wonder true. Day after day brings truth to light, unveiled and manifest to sight. But of the blessed, those lips which name full deeds aloud shall suffer blame. We, son of Tantalus, my faithful song shall vindicate from every wrong, the glorious of thy house restore, and baffle falsehoods told before. Now in his turn thy fire prepared a banquet when the gods appeared at Sipylus, his sweet abode, to grace the due proportion feast, where first the trident-bearing guest beheld thy lovely form, and now he glowed. And now his soul subdued by love, thee in his golden car he bore, swift to the lofty towers of Jove, whose name the nations all around adore. Thus Ganymede was called on high to serve the power who ruled the sky. When thou no longer didst appear, and those who sought a pledge so dear, without thee to thy widowed mother came some envious neighbor to defame thy father's feast, a rumor spread, a rumor through the country fled, that thou, to heighten the repast, wast into seething water cast, fierce bubbling o'er the raging fire, thy limbs without companion carved, thy sodden flesh in masses served, to gorge the gods and a voracious sire. But in thought ever pure shall I deem it amiss, while gluttons to call the partakers of bliss. Let me then refrain and dread, a curse hangs over the blasphemer's head, if they who supervise and ward the heavens did ever shew the regard to mortal man, this Tantalus might boast of mortal man that he was honored most. But he not able to digest the glut, the surfeit of immortal joys, when heinous forfeit all his bliss destroys. For over him the Godhead hung in air, upon the stone a dreadful poise of care. From his head to remove it with terror oppressed, in vain he tries and seeks in vain one cheerful moment to regain. A life of woe beyond relief his portion now ordained before, to torments of a threefold grief, with fourth was added to complete his store. Since high presuming in his soul, he nectar and ambrosia stole to give to man, by which he knew that tasting he immortal grew. But be not man deceived, the gods reveal what most we labour to conceal. For this the powers who deathless reign to earth sent down his son again, to dwell with man, a short-lived race, whose sudden fate comes on apace. His flowery age, in all its pride, when o'er his chin a blackened shade of down was cast, a vow he made deep in his soul to win the proffered pride. Epidamia boasted name, from her great sire the peasant proud, alone by night the lover came beside the hoary sea, and called aloud on him who sways the triple spear, and fills with din the deafened ear. When at his feet the god arose, when Pelops eager to disclose his mighty care, O Neptune, if thy mind in love did ever pleasure find, let not Honor mirth prevail, and let his brazen javelin fail. O bear me hence on wheels of speed, to Elis to the glorious meet. To victory, O whirl me straight, since after 10 and after 3 bold sustainer slain, it still we see from year to year the promised nuptials wait. Of his daughter no perilous toil can excite the dastard in heart who despairs of his might, since we all are born to die, who overcast would in oblivion lie. In unreputant age decay, and meanly squandered life away, cut off from every praise, then let me dare this conflict in the dusty list to share, and prosper though my glowing wheels was Pelops' bow. Nor was his fervent prayer poured forth in fruitless words to wafted air. With deity his whole ambition grants, no shining car, nor coursers now he wants. In the golden bright chariot new vigour he feels, exulting in the horses' fleet, and varied ever fleet. O ne'er must he triumphs o'er by prowess, and to share his bed claims the bright maid, who to him bore 6 princely sons, to manly virtues bred. Now solemnized with steaming blood, in piteous wreaths near Alpheus' flood, entombed he sleeps, where the altar stands that draws the vows of distant lands. And round his tomb the circling racers strive, and round the wheeling chariots drive. In the famed courses, Pelops, rise the Olympian glories to the skies, and shine afar. There we behold the stretch of manhood, strenuous, bold, in sore fatigues, and where the strife of winged feet. Thrice happy he who overcomes, for he shall see unclouded days, and taste the sweets of life. Thy boon, O victory, thy prize, the gold that in a day obtained, from day to day fresh joy supplies, is the supreme of bliss to man ordained. But let me now the rider race, and crown him my alien race, the victor's due. And I confide, though ever welcome guest were tried, not one in all the concourse would be found for fairest knowledge more renowned, nor yet a master more to twine in lasting hymns each reffing line. The guardian god, who watchful guides thy fortunes, hero presides o'er all thy cares of anxious power, and soon, if he does not deny his needful aid, my hopes run high to sing more praising in the joyful hour. On thy chariot triumphant then thou shalt appear, and fly o'er the course with a rapid career, tracing paths of language fair, as I to Cronion's sunny mount repair. Even now the muse prepares to raise a grove, the strongest start of praise for me to wield. Approved in other things do others rise conspicuous. Only kings high mounting on the summit fix. Their bound thy view wide spread, nor vainly try farther to stretch the prospect of thine eye. Be then thy glorious lot to tread sublime with steady steps the measured trail of time. Be mine with a prize-bearing worthies to mix in Greek throughout the learned throng proclaimed unrivalled in my song.